It's gonna be one of them dishes that are empty. You don't have to clean. It'll be spotless.
Yes.
Don't burn yourself. Don't burn yourself, Steven.
I just barely touched.
Gosh.
So much yes. Perfect for Thanksgiving. Keep this one in mind. You gotta make this. That may be one of my favorite appetizers ever. That's the perfect side dish.
Just give this one just one little hat right there.
Oh gosh.
You didn't know you came here for that, but you did. If you are like my family, you love potatoes, but you probably make them the same way over and over again, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes you want a new recipe to try. Today, I'm gonna give you 3 new ways to use your potatoes in different recipes that you probably haven't tried before. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. I feel like the southern way to say that is potatoes. This is basically going to be an appetizer, and it's kind of a twist on potato skins. It looks really simple, and it looks delicious. So let's get started.
Let's start by preheating our oven to 375. Okay, I've got 3 russet potatoes. They're pretty small. So I'm gonna go in and just scrub all of these clean because we are not gonna peel them. What I'm doing now is just slicing these into about a 1/2 inch slice. Now I'm gonna bring them over here to this large baking sheet and lay them all out in a single layer. We're gonna be brushing them with some oil here in just a second. We need to brush them on both sides. Okay, you can use whatever oil you want to. It calls for vegetable oil, and I had some on hand, so I'm just gonna use vegetable oil. You can use olive oil, whatever you would like. I'm just gonna go through, I've got like a couple of tablespoons maybe of vegetable oil, and I'm just going to lightly brush one side, and then before I flip it, I'm going to season them with salt and pepper. Okay, did I get all of them? Yeah. Now for salt and pepper. Now let's flip them and do the same thing to the other side. Oh, they're sliding around a lot easier on the second side because they're already oiled on the bottom. And salt and pepper on this side. Perfect. Let's take these over to the oven, and we're gonna bake these at 375 for 25 minutes. Now, while the potatoes are in the oven, I'm gonna preheat this to about medium heat, and we are gonna cook our bacon here low and slow on the stove. I believe the recipe calls for 6 slices of bacon. I'm only doing 4 because they were so large. I cut it in half. I mean, that's how big they are, still in half. So we're just going to add these to the pan. Once they're done, you're gonna save the bacon fat, and not just for like another day, but for this recipe. So I'll be back once these are done. We have 4 minutes left on the potatoes in the oven. Put all of these over here to let them hang out and drain. Drain, is that the right word? No. What's the right word? They're kinda draining. They're gonna hang out, okay? I don't know the word. I don't know why I don't know the word, but I don't. And we got our bacon dripping, so I'm just gonna move it off the heat and let that cool down for the next 4 minutes. Our potatoes are done for now, so let's take them out of the oven. Now what I'm gonna do is just dip my little basting brush into the bacon grease. And we are going to just kind of lightly baste our potatoes in the bacon grease. You don't want a lot. That's gonna add so much flavor. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm also gonna flip them and do it on the other side as well. I'm gonna show you how I'm flipping mine. It seems to be the best way. Is I've got a little spatula, and then I'm using this basting brush to kind of help hold it in place while I'm turning them over. And then once I get them flipped, I'm gonna baste them with a little more bacon grease. These are going back in the oven at 375 for 10 more minutes. While they are there in the oven, again, I'm going to crumble my bacon, and I'm just gonna leave this to the side for now. When those come out after the 10 minutes, we're gonna top them with cheese and bacon. Our timer just went off. Let's turn this down to 350. Let's pull the potatoes out. These smell so good. Now for some yumminess. You need about 2.5 cups of cheese. I've got the Mexican blend cheese, like pre-shredded. You could use cheddar cheese, Monterey Jack, whatever you wanna use. And you're gonna top each of these with a little bit of cheese. And then we're also going to add our crumbled bacon on top. And these are gonna go back in the oven for 5 minutes, just to let the cheese melt. That's all we're doing at this point. I had about 2 cups of cheese, and I don't need quite all of that. So I guess it just depends on how big your potatoes were. I'm going back through. Gracie said that she will eat the leftover cheese gladly. You are so sweet to help out, Gracie Lou. Yeah. You wanna see more? Okay, here. There. Now our bacon. The cheese is gonna be melted before I finish doing this. It won't have to go in the oven for 5 minutes, I don't think. Okay, these are going back in the oven just until the cheese melts, AKA for like 30 seconds because they're almost all melted already. At this point, you can sprinkle them with a little Italian seasoning or ranch powder seasoning, which is what I'm gonna do. I wonder how good this will come out the sprinkle side. Oh, okay, pretty good. Stephen has entered the building.
Can I eat that now?
In just a second, yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to get this to sprinkle out. Oh, there it comes.
Oh.
And then we're gonna top them with some green onion as well. And that, my friends, are baked potato slices. Oh, Stephen's going in with a heavy hand. He said, look.
That's right.
I ain't got enough to put on all of them.
Home.
You're gonna have to spread them out further. I don't have enough.
And just give this one just one little hat right there.
Oh gosh. That is fit to eat.
Okay.
Don't burn yourself. Don't burn yourself, Stephen.
I just barely touched it.
Gosh.
Did you burn yourself like really bad?
No. I just barely touched it. It just kind of.
That came out of the oven. Let me grab it.
Right, give me this.
Okay.
All right. Let me hold this.
Wait.
When you hold it, you take all of it.
Okay.
I don't ever do that.
No. Wait.
Okay. That smells good. Wow. Man, that is good.
That little bit of ranch powder?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ranch all the way. Not Italian seasoning.
Whoever brings it for a party.
You better hope you're first in line. Don't get behind Stephen.
This is one of them, you know, when you bring a dish to a get-together, it's going to be one of them dishes that are empty. You don't have to clean. It'll be spotless.
That may be one of my favorite appetizers ever. I brush the potatoes with bacon grease.
You know how to do it.
Well, I mean, that's what the recipe told me to do.
I'm going to burn myself again here. Hold
Oh
on.
my gosh. Make these. Okay, it is time for another potato, I was going to say casserole recipe, but this is a casserole. If you are looking to make mashed potatoes a little bit fancier, maybe for Thanksgiving coming up, or if you're going to some type of get-together, this is called mashed potato casserole. It's your semi-traditional mashed potatoes, but turned into a casserole. Let's make it. Really quickly before we get started, I went by my P.O. box today, and I got this sweet gift. So we love bowl cozies around here. We have several, and she signed it. She sent a little note. She signed it Peggers. Her name is Peg. I love the name Peggers. That's so cute. But she sent 3 bowl cozies, one for each of us. And I love all of this on here. It says, faith, you are complete in him, but the Lord stood with me and gave me strength. It's all things that have to do with faith. So I love that. And they're all 3 a different color. So we've got the blue, the orange, and the red. So thank you, Peg, for sending these over. She also made us, I think this feels like grippy material. So this is, I guess, to help open lids of things that's hard to open. And it's got that same design on it. So thank you so much. We're going to add this to our collection of bowl cozies and use these all of the time. If you don't know what that is, if you are warming something up at the microwave and you have a hot bowl, you use this. So this can go in the microwave with it. You put the bowl right in here and then microwave it. And that way you have pretty much a little holder that's going to keep you from getting burned. And if you're eating ice cream in a bowl and you know how cold the bowl gets, same thing. This helps so that your hands aren't freezing cold. So just thought I would share. Thank you so much, Peg, for sending these. To get started, you need 2 pounds of potatoes. You're going to peel and chop those, and you're just going to boil them like you normally would for mashed potatoes. Okay, I'm going to fill this up with water and get it over on the stove. Okay, what we're going to do now is go ahead. This is boiling. It's got just a couple more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350. We need about a 1/2 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. So I've got this block. I'm going to work on shredding this now. I'm using my really small shredding attachment for Parmesan. That should be plenty. My potatoes are done, so I'm going to drain them now. Oh, it's trying to fog you up. Okay, we're going to give these a rough mash before we start adding in the rest of our ingredients. Whew. We've got about, can you not? I gotta wave it this way.
We got about 3 tablespoons of butter going in. It calls for 4 ounces of goat cheese. I found this goat cheese that is garlic and herb, and I thought that would be a nice addition, so that's what we're gonna go with. Oh, it smells so good. We also need about 1 cup of sour cream, so half of this container. Now let's add in some salt. It says about half a teaspoon, so I'm just gonna eyeball that. It does not call for pepper, but we love pepper, so I'm gonna throw some in there. And remember, the cheeses are gonna add some salt, especially the Parmesan cheese at the end. It's gonna add salt to it as well. So now we're gonna mash this really well to incorporate everything and get that cheese and that butter to melt. You need a 1/4 cup of milk, so we're gonna add that in and we're gonna mash some more. I mean, you didn't know you were gonna get a workout when you were making this one, did you? I didn't, but here we are. I'm gonna have one buff arm. The other one, not so much. So we've got our oven preheated to 350. It did not say what size oven dish we need, but I'm gonna go with my little square. I think it's 8 by 8 maybe. It's this one. So we're gonna put this in here. But first, I'm gonna spray it. It doesn't say to, but old habits die hard, you know? I mean, I have to taste that, right? It's happening. Let's see. Oh man, that's good. Okay, now we're gonna take our Parmesan cheese and sprinkle that over top. Who wouldn't like this? Oh my goodness. Okay, this is going in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. We should get a golden brown crust on the top.
So I just I was getting the potatoes out of the oven. It wasn't quite golden enough on top for my taste. So I turned it over to broil for just a second. It won't take long. So just a little heads up. Okay, I know it didn't get golden brown, but some of the peaks were starting to turn dark brown, so I was scared I was gonna burn it. Let's do a little taste test, shall we? Oh, I love that Parmesan crust. How nice. He said, we just gonna taste it here? I said, well, it's just mashed potato casserole. Ain't nothing, it ain't a full meal.
Let's see this here.
You're taking my spoon.
That's right, you got another spoon. What's in this
There
crust?
you go. It's just Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan.
Wait.
Parmigiano Reggiano.
First of all, it's hot, be careful.
See
Tink.
that. 5 minutes later. It's very herby. Herb is a word.
It's not Herbie.
Not Herbie.
Oh, you smell like off.
Get off me.
He was outside and there was mosquitoes, so he sprayed bug spray on him and he smells like it. Anyway.
We might do a little fishing tomorrow.
He is going fishing tomorrow, him and Cole.
Oh, wow. This is really good.
It is really good. Better than your normal mashed potatoes.
Yeah. It's very herby. Tinky, tinky.
Tinky is a tunnel. He knows what I'm talking about.
I just scorched my mouth.
Well, that's what you get for not blowing it off. So when my sister, I'm pretty sure it was my sister that came up with Tinky. When we were little, we would go visit my uncle in Knoxville, and we would go through, I think you just go through 1 tunnel on the way there and 2 tunnels on the way back. And my sister called them Tinkies instead of tunnels. We don't know why, so the whole family calls them that now. Level up your potatoes with this one.
Definitely.
Perfect for Thanksgiving. Keep this one in mind.
Did y'all find that entertaining, me getting water? Hit the like and subscribe button.
I just wanted to see if you were going to do anything, because you just never know what he's going to do when he's over there.
You just never can tell.
So I was just trying to sneak up on him to see if he was going to do something.
All right, well, I'm going to get some more of these taters right here.
Don't burn yourself. Use that big one.
Oh!
Don't.
It's just us.
He used his spoon to dig back into it, which is, he's right. It's just us.
It's
But
just us.
it's still.
Ain't nobody going to partake.
Blow it off.
Do, 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 do. There's a certain way there's a, and then there's a, all right, okay.
You didn't know you came here for that, but you did. You didn't blow it off. Okay, y'all, we are gonna try another potato recipe. We're gonna do it in the air fryer just to save time. The original recipe that I found sounded really good, but it was very cumbersome. You were having to boil the potatoes and then roast them in the oven for almost an hour. I thought that was overkill. So we're gonna turn this into more of a Mandy recipe, AKA the easy way. These sound so delicious. They are called honey bacon roasted potatoes, but ours is gonna be honey bacon air fryer potatoes. Either way, I think they're gonna be great. Okay, I'm using Yukon Gold potatoes, and I'm gonna leave the skins on because I don't mind the skins of these. You could definitely peel these if you wanted to, but we're gonna cut these into about 1-inch chunks. I'm going to toss them in a little bit of olive oil before we throw these in the air fryer. And I'm gonna go ahead and salt and pepper these too, just because, why not? And you know what? I want some onion powder. I'm really just making this one my own recipe. I was inspired by a recipe, but I'm turning this into my own thing, you know? I feel like these are good and coated. So let me grab my air fryer. I do want to go ahead and preheat this. So let's do preheat. And just an FYI, some people told me that you can preheat at a lower temperature. I don't know why I thought you couldn't, but you can. But I do actually need it at 400. So let's preheat that for 5 minutes. And while that is going,
so now what I've done is just added 2 pieces of thick sliced bacon that I chopped up to the skillet, and I'm just going to cook these until they're completely brown and crispy. Okay, this has preheated. Let's add some oil to the bottom. And then we're just gonna throw our potatoes in. We're gonna try them at 400 for 12 minutes and see how they do. I will report back. And where did I get that number? This magnet. I love this magnet. I got it from Amazon. If you don't have one, I recommend. They're less than $10. But I did potato chunks, 1 inch, 400 for 12 minutes. Okay, these are good and crispy. We need to drain the grease off. Just going to take it and dump it over here. Okay, so let's take our bacon that is still warm. I'm putting it here in this little bowl. We're gonna add a couple of tablespoons of honey, which is about all I have left of my honey. I need to go get some more local honey. And then we're also gonna add in some garlic, some minced garlic. I'm just gonna eyeball this. I don't know how much it calls for, but I don't know, 3 little squeezes of that. I'm gonna stir that around. Oh yeah, that bacon is nice and warm, so it kind of broke up that honey a little bit, you know. Our timer just went off. Let's check these. They look good. Let me check. It is almost there. I'm gonna put it in for 2 more minutes because I feel like maybe a couple of the larger chunks. That was a larger one that I just tried, and it was almost there, but it wasn't quite. So we're gonna do 2 more minutes. Be right back. These are nice and roasted, or air fried, I guess. We're gonna add them back to this bowl here. And now to the bowl, we're going to toss in our bacon, honey, garlic mixture. And we're just gonna toss it to coat it. I'm the only one here right now, so I'm the only one to taste test. The guys are fishing.
they smell great. These are hot. Very hot. Oh my goodness, the honey is so unexpected, but it's light. It's not overpowering at all. It's unexpected, but it's a nice surprise. I mean, I know I'm not surprised. I put it in there. Hello. But you know what I mean. Yes. So much yes. I do want Cole and Steven to try this when they get home, if there's any left, because this is good. So you've got that smokiness, that meatiness of the bacon, and then you've got that sweetness of the honey, but it's just a touch of sweet. It's barely there, but you can taste it. That's the perfect side dish. You got to make this. So let me know below, which one of these are you going to try first? Do you already make any of these? And if you have a favorite potato recipe that you haven't seen me make, leave it in the comments below, and or submit it on my subby supper form. It's always linked in the description box below. You can click on that, go through and just add all of your information, and I might just feature it in a subby supper segment here soon. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.